All right, here we are. We have a 2015 Dodge Charger, and we are doing work on it. Basically, I had an engine code that said that there were misfires and cylinder 3, which is right here, it's not working right. So as you can see, we have actually come here and we've replaced these 3 spark plugs, and we've taken off the upper manifold. You got to be very careful about this. We took off the upper manifold and we took all the plenum gaskets. See, all those gaskets are missing. I'll show you. I'll show you where they're at. You got to understand, it's in winter and we're outside. Here's these gaskets. Let me see if I can get it in better light. And yeah, as you can tell, look at that. They're, they smell, and look, they're covered. And so we have the nice new ones. And they said, I was watching a guy on YouTube, and he said the number one thing you must do is always, when you take the upper manifold, which is right here, pouring all the junk, upper manifold, every time you take it off, you need to make sure that you change those. And so they don't cost a lot. They're like 30 bucks, but that's a common problem. The other common problem is people drop stuff in here. And if you drop stuff in there, you're going to break something, and then it's not going to work. I did drop something down in here, yeah, and I'm aware. There's a little oil down there. I am very concerned about that, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with that. But for right now, as you can see, I've replaced that one. We're going to replace this one. We've disconnected them. We're going to place them, and basically we're going to take out the spark plug and replace the coil. I found I got a couple cars I've done this with, and usually when I got a problem like this, when I do that, then immediately it fixes it. Also, I just have to show you, this car doesn't have a hood. The springs are overwhelmed because it's an aftermarket. Really cool hood, however. So I have my handy dandy 9-iron, and so if you're a golfer, that's a good thing to use it for. So anyway, I'm going to put this. I'm going to try to figure out where to put this, so you can see what else is going on here, and because I know that I can't do this with one hand. So I mean, I might, but anyway. So this is my next thing that I'm working on here, and well, we got to go this way. Yep. Here, shift this. I'm excited because nope. I guess that was right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, there we go. There we go. Man, that's already so loose. I can do it by hand. My biggest problem today is it is like 33, 34 degrees, and I'm outside, and so got a heater behind me, and if you're gonna work in the cold, you need to take more breaks. Anyway, and keep your hands warm. Well, I am bundled up, but my hands are cold from time to time. So I'm very excited about my new Craftsman tool set, and I like to tinker. I don't do this for a living. This is my DIY project, but I got to get this going because I have another car in the shop. It's having major repairs, and I only can do what I can do. So that should be ready to come out. See, and that, my goodness, that thing is stuck. You don't want to pull it too hard. I'll twist it a little bit and see if I can get it to release. Oh man, that one feels like, man, I haven't had one this stuck in a long time. I'll just have to pull on it. Hopefully. And it broke. And that is going to be a problem. So I have to get all that now. Okay. So this may be one of our problems here. So we're just going to have to get, like I say, forgive the conditions. This is just was a makeshift thing. I'm going to have to pull this whole thing out. And I got to do it in such a way where I leave nothing in there. So I'm going to put this down here for a second. See if there's a way that I can do this. See if I put it like right here. Still, well, I guess you can still see what's going on. I got to get something in here without destroying it. I mean, you have to be very careful. You also have to pardon my outfit. I am dressed, not dressed to be cool. I'm dressed to be warm. Ah, we got to pull that out, man. I guarantee you, this is one of the problems that we have here. I've never had one like this. It was just, I've never seen one like this. So, but that falling apart tells me that's probably a problem. It wasn't connected right. Wow. I don't know. So I'm going to pause this, see if I can pull it out here, and then I'll turn it on later. Of course, when you work outside, I don't want to drop that screwdriver. Of course, when you're working outside, yeah, you got the dogs that come up and say, one of my dogs say hi. And that thing, I've never had one stuck on like this. So, oh, wow. And that was stuck on there. So, yeah, that thing came completely apart. So, whew, I was a little worried that I would get it out, but part of it would stay in there. It's not really something that I want to do. So, anyway, boy, that was a little scary. So, this is cylinder 1, 2. This is, well, no, it's 1, 2, 3. This is cylinder 4. And I'll show you. I didn't want to, I didn't want to show you everything because it just takes too long. I'm going to show you the spark plug when I pull it out. And you're going to be like, why didn't you change it a long time ago? And I'm going to say at my regular work, it's been very busy. And so sometimes I don't get to this. But my New Year's resolution for 24, I'm going to do a better job taking care of things. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to try to get up close here so you can see it. Look. Oh my goodness. That thing's burnt. There's no way this car's not going to run better. We're using Champion spark plugs, and it's a 9407. And as you can see, there is a big difference. Show you the big difference. Here's the old one. Oh man, where is that? And here's the new one. Let's put them side by side. Wow, trying to get them where, look at that. All right, so there's no way this car not gonna run better. It said it was having misfires, but now we know why. I mean, look, and all the plugs that I pulled out were like that. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not sure. When I bought this car, I bought it in the summer of 2012, and they said they had done work on it. But here's the deal: I bought it from a friend of a friend, and so you know how that goes. Sometimes they don't get the respect that they need. I will tell you, this is a laborious thing, but I really kind of like it. It's really cool. Here in Burton's Expeditions, we love mechanical stuff, and part of that is just like the way things work. And I'm fascinated by how technology gets better and better every year. But I love old technology too. So let me show you these. We got Blue Streak, and there's the kind. And I'm not getting paid by any of these people. I bought all this equipment, and I bought all the plugs and everything. I tell you, one of the things you need to think about is when you do this, there's some grease and getting down to the end. So I'm going to put a little grease top of there so that it won't get stuck. That's the most important thing. So what I was doing earlier is I was taking it off after taking the wire off of the coil. I was taking it off, and then, or I was taking the coil off, and then I was taking the wire off, which is not really what you should do. I found, see, and you learn as you go, I found that it's easier to take the coil off, or take the wire off the coil before. And you have to be careful because you can snap a little piece. I'm gonna get this in here. Let's get this in here and get it battened down. Then what we'll do, I'll show you that you can connect the coil. So what I'm amazed at is just how far down the spark plugs go. How far down we gotta go to put them in. Ah, there it is. There, it's tight. Okay. So here I'm gonna grab the camera. We're gonna go over here. See, we just replaced that one. And so you just take this and do not pull on the wires. I learned that. You break those and you just put it on like that. I want to snap it in place. There it is. Now it's snapped. Don't pull on the wires, just pull on that. So it's now snapped. Kind of they look really cool. All right, so here's the next one. See, we've already unplugged it. We're just gonna unscrew it. And this one, I'm hoping, doesn't act like the last one. So they you know, some of these guys on their channels, they have all these really cool drills. I just don't. I'm trying to do it by hand. Reminds me of my grandfather and my uncle were mechanics. My grandfather worked for a lot of different companies and also worked for himself. He worked for International Harvester, which is really cool to me. One of my other projects is my International Harvester Farmall tractor, and that oh, there you go. That is actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's sitting out there now, sitting out there, and that'll be another project we'll do, and that's coming up at some point. So let's get this last blue. Well, no, let's not do that. Sometimes I think I get ahead of myself. So let's get this. See how long this thing is? It's amazing. Look how far it goes down in there. It goes down in there quite a ways. And so I have to go. Doing this one-handed is fun. But now I was going to, I have a stand inside. It's really I was going to bring out, but my wife is using it. She's doing a live on Facebook too, and so because I have to let her do that, because that's for her business. I am without a stand. However, I'm going to get a little stand and put it over here. So like this, and what's crazy is how deep the threads are on this. So I'm going to go put this over here because I need to get. See here, we're going to put it right here. So let's see here. Can you see? Yeah, you can see what I'm working on there. Okay. There you go. All right. Let's get this out real quick. So earlier I had half, before it got cold, I put half of the spark plugs in. And when I did that outside. Then it got cold real quick. So I fired it up and brought it over here, but it was like, blah, 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 you know, it was running like new spark plugs, old spark plugs. It was not running well. I'm hoping when we get this all done, the new spark plugs will sound great. No, I don't know if I'm done yet. I gotta keep doing this. So let's see here. Is it coming out? Yep. All right. And you look at this one. It's the same. There. It's really burnt. So we're gonna get the new spark plug in here. It's our last spark plug. We're excited about that. Replace all 6 of them. I don't know. Never heard of any instance where people replace some of them and not all of them. I only did mine because I did the 3 that I could see, and then I did that, and then I was gonna do the rest, and I did that. Yeah, I did it a couple days ago. And we had one warm day. I did the 3 I could see, and then I had to take the upper manifold off before I could do the other 3. They're buried on this car. They're buried underneath the manifold, and so that's why I did 3 and started up. But I wouldn't suggest that because it runs like it's, well, if you think about it, it runs horribly. All right. So let's get this last coil and put a little grease on it. And we're getting close to reassembly, which would be so awesome. You know, this car basically set overnight like this. I had to make sure that everything was shut down and covered because it's just so cold outside, and we have animals. So you see a cat or something getting in the engine and messing that up. So all right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. Just put it like right there. And we're gonna switch this thing over. And oh man, so it is cold. Like I said, it's about 30, I want to say it's about 34, 35 degrees. I do have a heater behind me, and it's blowing some light, hot air, but it's just kind of taking the edge off. And every time I set this down, this thing gets really cold. So, love these tools, but man. And, you know, I've never been able to work with gloves while doing any kind of mechanical thing. So we're going to go ahead and pop that on. Get that on there. Okay. So now we're going to get the packet of plenum. And it's pretty easy to do, except you just need to make sure. I'm going to go from the back to the front and make sure nothing gets in there. So I'm going to start with cylinder 6 and just put it in there. They go in really good, but you just have to be careful when you have it uncovered like this that you're not dropping anything in there. And there's one of the plenum gaskets. Put these in here. Show you all, and then I'll cover it back up. Last thing I need, some screw or something getting in there and messing up. But I'm feeling good about this because I think we're about to put the cover back on here. So I'm going to show y'all. Grab this. There they are, and that looks really cool. I like that. All right. So our next thing, we're gonna recover that. Next thing, yeah, we're going to start putting it back together. And so I'm going to pause it. I'm going to get my upper manifold together, put the screws back in it, because somehow I took them all out, or some of them out. And then what I'll do is I'll come back on and show you that here in a minute.